Hi folks, it is Patrick Rail once again. This video is to walk you through the training scenario of Ironclads of the American Civil War, my solitaire book format wargame. I've put a couple of videos up on this already. One is just sort of a general introduction to give you a sense of what you get when you buy this package. The second one is a rules teach. Takes you through the basic game, gives you everything you need to know to get started. And now I want to walk through the training scenario on this so that you can have a sense of how this game works. So I'm not going to spend any time on most of this stuff here. We've got this is the book that you would purchase. There's a set of rules here. These are extensively illustrated. Lots of examples. The idea here is to both get you playing as quickly as possible and provide you with a rules resource or a reference so you can go back and sort of clarify questions you might have. So once we get through the rules, we start hitting the scenarios. Now, these are usually historical scenarios. The Poop Turtles, let's see what. Attack of the Virginia, Monitor versus Merrimack is the next one, Duel of the Ironclads, and each one has this play sheet on the left and a map sheet on the right. The training scenario looks like this. So there's no historical content on here, it's all just abstract. And so you've got the play sheet and map sheet are combined over here. And then on this side, you have a walkthrough of a sample game, right? And this tells you blow by blow how you could run your mission. So I'm not going to go over this with you because you can get it right here. And so what I thought I'd do with this teach is to play through this scenario just organically, see how it goes, and walk you through. So you'll have this resource for figuring out how to walk through the training scenario, and you'll have the version that I'm going to do right now. So that is what we're about. Let's get to it. I'm going to use a printed sheet for the training mission here. This will keep the board uncluttered, and it will let me refer to the rules if I need to show you some things. So here we go. We're going to start. We have, we know this is the training mission. The player, that is me as the solitaire player, is going to play the side of the Union. The bot or opponent plays the side of the Confederacy. The scenario tells me what I'm trying to do here, what my success threshold is, and it tells me if I do succeed in this scenario, how I can score my victory. So this section tells me what each turn is going to look like. We're not using action dice here because we only have one gunboat in play. And so we're going to use this very simple sequence. Move, we'll fire, and then opposing units will fire. And in this game, there's only one opposing unit. My gunboat A is represented by this diagram right here. If you remember, it has 6 sections. On this boat, 5 of the 6 sections have guns on them. This front section has a 3-gun on it and can take 3 hits. On each side section, we have a front section with a 3 strength range gun that can take 2 hits and a 2 strength range gun that can take 3 hits. These are all separate sections. There is no rear gun and there's no rear field of fire. But otherwise, it looks like we're going to be able to manage to get a field of fire around most of our gunboat. We're going to start with 2 movement points. And if we lose 2 of those, we'll go down to 1 movement point, 1 more beyond that, and we will become immobile. And we have 3 boxes for crew. We're not going to worry about this yet. This is part of a standard rule that we're going to cover later on in a later scenario. You can take 3 crew hits. If you take a 3rd one, all the humans running your boat die, and you will fail the scenario. So that's what we've got up here. We've got a turn record track down here. I'll show you how that works. But we know here from the scenario objective that we want to succeed by the end of turn 6, and we'll see that the scenario has outlined that. So as a reminder, and we have a mini map sheet here. We've got water hexes, land hexes. Our gunboat is going to be moving exclusively on these water hexes. We've got one Confederate battery here. This is a battery with one gun. It begins at 2 strength range. On each shot, it will roll 3 dice. If these get marked off, if it gets hit, it'll go down to 1 strength, and if those get hit, the gun will be eliminated, and we will win the scenario. That's our objective. This little arrow means that your gunboat can enter from there. So we should be good to go here. We've got everything laid out, explained everything that's on this sheet. Now we're ready to begin our first turn. We're going to begin the first turn by circling this. Now, according to the turn sequence, we're going to move, then fire, then the opposing gun will fire. This is, of course, only if guns are in range. So I have 2 movement points. Each hex is going to cost me 1 movement point to enter. So let's see, if I'm here, 3, 2, 1. If I go 1, 2, like that, I might be able to get a gun in range. And let me just show you what I did. I moved 1 hex forward, then I changed facing 60 degrees, 1 face. I can do that once, either before I move into each hex. So I can do it here, and then I'm going to go forward, and I'm going to do a 60-degree left turn, and that will position me right here. Now, I'm going to see if I can fire. Do I have any guns within range? Well, my forward-facing gun is a 3 gun, and we know here that my field of fire for this gun is going to be this hex, and then it's going to extend into the away hexes here. So 1, 2, 3. It is within my range, and it's within my field of fire for this gun. Next thing I need to do if I want to fire this gun is figure out what the hit value of this hex is. And that's easily computed. I take the strength of the gun. It's right here, is where it's strongest. 3, 2, 1. I need to roll a 1 on a shot die in order to inflict a hit on this hex. In this case, it will be taken by the battery. So that's 1 gun that's going to be able to fire. I also have a second gun. My front right gun faces this way. As we see here, this is well within 3, 2, 1, the range and the field of fire. And like the front gun, it will inflict a hit to a unit in this hex if the shot roll is 1. So I'm going to have 2 guns firing, front right. They're both in here. They're both hitting on 1s. The difference is the number of dice I roll on each shot. So here, my front gun only rolls 1 roll on each shot. I'll be looking for it to roll a 1. These 2 dice, they're also looking for 1s. If 1 or more gets that 1, then 1 and only 1 shot will be inflicted from this shot onto this battery, right? So the principle there is that the shot itself can be comprised of more than 1 die, but all you need is 1 success or more in order to inflict 1 hit, and it will only inflict 1 hit. If this shot let me roll 6 dice, it would still only inflict 1 hit. 1 shot, 1 hit. That's the principle. The difference, of course, is that it's going to be easier to make that success when I'm rolling more dice. So this is, in a way, a more accurate gun. All right, let's take our shots. First, we'll fire with the center one. 3, 2, 1. Roll the 4. That's not going to do anything. And now we'll do front right. 3, 2, 1. So let's roll that front right gun. Miss. Okay. I've moved and I've fired. So what I'm going to do here is cross that like that to show that I've taken my part of the turn. And now it's going to be time for the opposing fire. The only opposing fire could conceivably come from this gun on battery A. But if we look on this, it has a strength and range of 2, which means that it can't reach us yet. 2, 1, burn. Can't reach us. So there is no opposing fire on this turn. The opposing player has gone, the bot has gone, so I'll do that to show that that turn is over. Now we're on to turn 2. Circle that to show that I'm starting, and I have 2 movement points that I can spend. What should I do here? I think I'm just going to go gutsy and try to roll on up to the gun and point that way. Now that's only going to give me 1 gun on here. So this front right gun, this is the only hex that I can fire across that hits that battery. But I like my odds. 2 3s, good chance that I'll hit here. So it's the only gun that's firing. The shot roll consists of 2 dice, and we're hitting on 3. 3, because that's my strength range. That's my strength in this hex. Sad trombone. We did not make it. All right, but that's all we can do. Our part of the turn is over. Now it is the bot's turn. Battery A is 1 hex away, so its strength is 2 right now, and the hit value here is 2, right? 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So it will hit on 2s. It is going to roll 3 dice for its shot. If 1 or more is 2 or less, it will inflict 1 hit on us. Got it. This die succeeded, so it hits there. We're going to take this hit now on our front right. That's this section. We can't take it anywhere else because that's the only hex side that was fired over that delivered that hit. And we're just going to take that there. So we can take 2 hits on this section. If we take another one, this gun is inoperative and it cannot fire anymore. It's been knocked out. So I'm going to have to protect this front right side here. I put it at risk and I gained very little for it, and I've paid the price. That's the only shot battery A can take, so the bot is done. We do that. On to turn 3. Okay, I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to get 2 guns on this thing if I can. Maybe I can improve my odds a little bit. So I do 1 facing change up here and then another facing change. Now I've got my 3 gun. It's a 3-2 shot from the front right, and the back right has a 2 gun, so that's a 2-1. So my hit value for the 3 gun is 2, and for the 2 gun is 1. I'll roll 2 dice for each roll. Let's do the back right first. These will hit on 1. Yeah, got it. Mark that off. If that one gets marked off, then this gun is down to 1 strength. Now I'm going to do my front right. This will hit on 2. Yes, did it. Okay. So I have inflicted 2 hits. That's it for my fire. I have no more guns within range that can fire. Something I should have clarified early on. When I fire, I apply this fire action to the gunboat, and the gunboat fires all of the guns that it can that are within range. So if there were somehow viable targets within all these fields of fire, 5 of them, I could do that. I could fire 5 separate guns at 5 separate targets if I wanted to, with 1 fire action. The action is applied to the gunboat. Okay, so I have fired my guns. We've inflicted the damage. Now it's time for opposing fire. Well, look at this. The strength of this gun is now down to 1, which means it only has a range of 1, and I am out of its range, so it cannot fire back at me. I've gone. It's gone. Start turn 4. I need to deliver 2 more hits by the end of turn 6. Let's see if I can manage that. I'm going to just turn 60 degrees. Because now I can get a bunch of gun. I can get my more powerful front gun on that. It'll hit on 2s rather than 1s. Yeah, so last time I used that back right gun and it was firing from 2 away, so I had 2 dice hitting on 1. Now I have 1 die hitting on 2. So I have 2 guns that are within the range and field of fire of this opposing hex. My front gun is a 3, so that's 3-2. It will hit on 2 with 1 die. And my front right will go again. It's hitting 3 2s. So it'll hit on 2s. 2 dice at 2. So 1 die at 2, 2 dice at 2. Let's do the front gun first. Miss. Do that front right. Miss. No good there. But the opposing battery is still out of range, so it can't fire at me. It's kind of a turkey shoot at this stage. This time I'm going to try to get my front left guns on this thing. It's going to slow me down getting off the board, but I can get in close, try to get the shot I need, and then I'm a little less vulnerable on that left side. So that's my thinking here. The only gun that can fire is front left. That's 2 3s, hitting on 3. Okay, now this is a good example. I've had 2 successes, but it's only 1 shot, so I can only take 1 hit. Okay, this is a good example. What we have here is a gun that fires 1 shot at strength 3. 1 shot, 1 hit. So even though we had 2 successes, only 1 hit. If this gun looked like this, we'd have 2 separate shots. I would roll them sequentially, not together. And I would have had 2 different successes because we would have had both shots succeeding. 1 shot, 1 hit. But that's not what we got. So that ends our move and fire. Now it's time for opposing fire. This gun can fire at us. Its strength is now 1. It's 1 away, so it's hitting on 1s, and it's going to roll 3 dice on its shot. Not a very good gun crew at this point. They missed. And so turn 5 is over. This is the last turn. I've got to knock it out on this turn, and then I have to get off the board. So we're going to start turn 6. Now, here's something I can do with my movement. I have 2 MP. I can turn facing. I can spend an MP to change my facing without moving a hex. But I can only change 60 degrees or 1 face each turn. So 1 MP, not going to move a hex, but we'll change a face. 2 MP, just change a face without moving a hex. Now I've got my vulnerable side over here, but I'm pointed to move off the board. It'll give me a chance to get off the board and by the end of turn 10. Just help me make sure that I can accomplish my scenario objectives. So I've moved, now it's time to fire. All I have going here is this 1 gun, 2 3s, hitting on 3. Got the 1 I needed, right? 2 successes, but 1 shot produces 1 hit maximum. Ding, the gun is out. I've destroyed the battery. It can't fire back. Turn 6 is over. I've accomplished my objective. I have succeeded because by the end of turn 6, I've eliminated the battery. Okay, turn 6 is over. Now we check for scenario end. Succeed if by the end of turn 6 you've eliminated the battery. Excellent, we've done that. We've eliminated the battery. If you succeed, score 1 VP for each turn before turn 10 that you exited the board. So now we want to haul and get over here and get off the board as quickly as possible. It's going to take us 2 turns because we sort of waited around here, so we sort of gave up a point by doing that. So on this 7th turn, we go here, 1, 2, That's our turn. There is no opposing turn. And then on turn 8, we're able to move off the board. Moving off the board costs you 1 MP, just like moving into any other hex. Done. Okay. Now we're going to score 1 VP for each turn before turn 10 that you exited the board. So 10 minus 8 is 2 VP. That is our training mission. I hope that that helps get you going with this game. And as usual, I welcome all comments and insights. Thanks.